All right, Lead Heads, welcome back to the Talking Lead podcast. This is episode 268. You're getting close to a milestone, 270. By the time you guys hear this, it will be mid-October, and we are trucking along. If you guys haven't listened to the latest episode of the Talking Lead AK Corner, make sure you tune in. We just posted that with our guest, Marko Vorobiev. He's a former Spetsnaz sniper. And he had a wealth of information for you guys. It was a great interview. Enjoyed it. And he also gave away one of his books to one of you lucky lead heads. So if you've not listened yet, it may be you. And then, of course, we gave away another AK-47 Pioneer Arms Corps Hell Pup that was custom Cerakoted by Blackout Cerakote Customs. So make sure you guys go and listen to that episode. And then, of course, support those that support this show, the official optics of Talking Lead, Ride On Optics. Check them out at RITONUSA.com. And you've seen me post some of the pictures of their new 1-8 with the tactical reticle. It's an awesome scope. I've been using it for the past, 2 months now, and absolutely love it. My guest host this week, I should say, is none other than our good buddy Bill with FLEOA. Bill, welcome in.
Thanks, buddy. Welcome, Leadheads.
Yeah, man. So if you guys caught our Instagram live that we did before the show, and I think that's something that we're going to be doing before every show now. It's kind of fun, and I enjoyed it, and it gets you guys a little update on what's to come. We've got more watches for heroes to give away this episode, and we're going to make that announcement a little bit later on in the show. And before we do that, we want to go ahead and introduce our guest this week, our very special guest. We've got Michelle Cerino, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle, welcome in.
Hi.
Hey.
I like that I'm a very special guest. I don't really know what that means to be very special, but I appreciate it.
Well, anybody who takes the time to join us on our show is very special. So.
Okay. So it's not really very special.
But it really is. It really is. You are a very special guest, and we appreciate you taking the time. So for you guys who didn't catch our Instagram pre-show, Michelle has a lot of titles under her belt. She's the owner-president of Cerino Consulting and Training Group. She runs the website Princess Gunslinger. She's a managing editor and columnist at Women's Outdoor News, and she does a lot of columns for different magazines, Gun World being one of those. We had Rob Manning on a few episodes ago. He joined me in Poland on that trip to Pioneer Arms Corps. It's a great interview, so you guys make sure you go back and listen to that interview with Rob. And Michelle also is a columnist with the NRA Shooting Sports USA, and she contributes to the new Pioneer magazine and Combat Handguns. She's a hunter. She's a competition shooter. She's a mother. She's a wife. Is there anything you're not? I mean, you're super lady.
And I don't have in there. I help teach a sewing class at the senior center.
Look at you go.
So there's quite a bit.
Now, is that a hand sewing or is that machine sewing?
No, it's machines. And I have these wonderful ladies that come in. I just help with it, but it's just wonderful ladies that come in and we do some projects, and I really enjoy that. I just love to teach. So
you are busy. So we're going to get into learning more about Michelle here in just a little bit. But Bill, what is that I hear?
I think it's the Gunny bringing in the jackwagon train, bro.
It is. Gunny, bring in that jackwagon train.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, so the train has stationed, and once again, it's time to throw some jackwagons on that train so the Gunny can get them out of our lives for a little while. Michelle, we're going to start with you. Guest first. Okay. Who would you like to throw on the jackwagon train? Who's just really gets under your skin?
Okay, so this has been irritating me for a little while now.
Okay.
What's with now? I'm gonna be specific to women, and I hate to throw them on the train, but that's who I'm noticing. What's with the Ray-Bans while you're engaging in the shooting sports.
Ray-Bans. So they're trying to be stylish, I would guess, huh?
Yep. But you're posting on Instagram, you're on the range. So it's not like you're maybe out on a boat, or you're just
playing tennis.
Right. No, you're on the range, and they're on the range, and they have Ray-Bans on, and they're actively shooting like a rifle or a shotgun or a pistol. I mean, they have no impact resistance. They don't follow any of the safety wear. I even sent them a message.
Ray-Ban,
and I asked if these are in any way a safety eyewear, and they don't follow under anything.
Strictly fashion.
Strictly fashion, and they wear them like down. I know you can't see this, and I'm here moving, explaining this, but
I'll have to post a picture.
Down on the end of they're like the end of their nose, and they're shooting a shot. I mean, if you're shooting sporting clays, it could fly back at you. It's ridiculous, and they're the influencers that have millions of followers. Well, not millions.
Yeah, some of them not. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're showing young women that it's better to look cool than to be safe.
I have a pair, and it's funny that you mentioned that. And the only reason that I wore them, Michelle, was because I couldn't find anything else at the time, but it was better than nothing. So I grabbed a pair of my Ray-Bans, and there is a crack where one of the casings came back and hit it, and it cracked.
Wow.
And I quit shooting after that. I was like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But I'll post that picture. I've still got those. I actually wore those today with the big crack in them. They're the Smokey and the Bandit kind of style of Ray-Bans.
Wow.
The big fatties.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Why you would risk your eyesight, and why as an influencer,
right,
you're showing something.
Well, I think it's probably due to ignorance for one. These people obviously don't spend a lot of time on the range, because if they did, they would find out, just like I did, that one hit and those things are going to crack, and you're jeopardizing your eyesight, your eyes, probably permanently in some cases. So yeah, definitely, you guys, Ray-Bans, some of these others. Now, Oakley may make some protective eyewear. I'm not sure if they
do. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you guys want to be stylish, there's Oakley, and then of course, Tactical RX. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Tactical RX. Brett in Colorado, they make a phenomenal line of shooters eyewear. They even do prescription. So you guys can go to tacticalrx.com and let them know you're a lead head. I'm sure Brett will take care of you guys, but I've got, probably 4 or 5 different pair. We'll love those things. And they're inexpensive. They're not going to break the bank when you get these protective eyewear. But yeah, pretty much anything's better than using your Ray-Bans. Plus, they're so expensive. Why would you risk, wanting to break your Ray-Bans?
Well, and yeah, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I was so mad. I even wrote an article at Women's Outdoor News called "Ban the Ray-Bans."
Ban the Ray-Bans. I like that. Which month was that in? Do you remember?
You know what? It's recent. I'm looking at it here. You could probably just, when did I write this? Within the last month.
Okay, so it's a recent one.
Oh yeah. I wrote about what to look for. There's certain things to look for when you're buying safety glasses for the range and stuff like that.
I think that would be a great topic.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, that'd be cool.
I completely agree with Michelle. 2 weeks ago with you, I saw a Ray-Ban sporter, social media influencer on the range going, yeah, you might look cool, but you're standing right next to somebody where casings are going to come right down into your freaking eyeball.
Right.
No, I'll keep my Oakleys or ESS close to my head and avoid that. So 100% agree with you, Michelle.
Thank you. Thanks.
There you go. I'm sure all of our listeners will agree with that too. Now, I'm gonna go to our mailbox. So let's go to the listener submitted jackwagons here. So here's one, and this is from Roger B. This comes from the Military Times News. A Navy vet was arrested for allegedly trying to poison Mattis and the Navy's top officer. you guys heard about this?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so this was last week. So it's a veteran from Utah was arrested Wednesday in connection with packages suspected to contain ricin that were mailed to Pentagon and Navy leadership on Monday. This guy's name is William Clyde Allen. He was 39, taken into custody. He's a former enlisted sailor who spent 4 years in the Navy nearly 2 decades ago. Allen is expected to be formally charged. See, the envelopes of castor seeds, which is the base of the deadly toxin, were addressed to Defense Secretary James Mattis and Chief of Naval Operations John Richardson, looks like, the defense official said. The parcels triggered alarms Monday during security screenings at a mailing process center at the Pentagon. And it goes on to talk about his service, blah, 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 blah. But apparently it was unsuccessful. They caught him. They got the packages before they were delivered. And supposedly he was trying to send one to Trump and some other officials as well. So just a classic case, I think, of somebody going crazy. Mm-hmm. Mental health, you know.
Shock.
So I don't have a follow up to this. So Navy vet, if you could send us a update on this, on what happened to this guy and where he's at now, we'll read that. But definitely, I mean, that's a jackwagon move, sending stuff through the mail. I mean, nowadays they pretty much catch everything, don't they? It's a pretty good system.
I think so, because you don't hear about it a whole lot.
Not much at all. I mean, through like FedEx and things like that, from time to time you'll hear things. We had a jackwagon a few episodes ago where it was FedEx, I believe. There was like 300 guns or something stolen from the FedEx facility here in Memphis, Tennessee, and they found them in Chicago, and they pretty much got all of them back, minus a handful of them.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean that's crazy. And people still send letters in the mail. I mean, that's got to be a red flag right there if somebody sends a letter in the mail.
All right, I do sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I agree with it. Yep.
Guilty as charged, huh? That's funny. So I guess I'll take it easy on the Gunny this week. I don't really have anybody that's really gotten under my skin so far that I want to really call out. But you can bet next episode's Jackwagon Train is going to be loaded up. So, Gunny, get that train out of here and be ready to come back next episode. All right, so we have a line of questions we have for we call it the new guy questions, but you're a girl, so we're going to call this
New guy. And sometimes a girl. Questions.
with Michelle Cerino, ladies and gentlemen. So, Michelle, how did you originally get involved with firearms? What's your earliest recollection of shooting a gun?
Okay, so when Chris and I were dating, and when we first got married, we would go to my uncle's house and shoot. He had a lot of property, so we would line pop cans up on a hill, and we would shoot 22s at the pop cans across the hill, and just see if we could keep them moving and bouncing. So we would keep taking turns.
That was fun. And that got you hooked?
No.
That didn't get you hooked.
Well,
okay.
So that we did that. But then, once I had the kids, I remember doing it when I was, we were shooting when I was pregnant with Colton. But once I had the 2 kids, we just didn't really shoot. I didn't. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it wasn't until we started our own company and I decided I was helping with it anyways and going to help him teach, just to be there, that I should just learn to do it.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's honestly
helping your man.
Yeah.
So
it's better than being somebody else.
So we haven't really explained who your husband is yet. So you want to fill in for our listeners?
Sure. Chris Cerino.
There you go.
He was on Top Shot season 1 and on the All Stars.
He won season. No, I thought he won it.
No, most people. It's so funny. A lot of people think he won. He came in second place on both of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one was it where they were running up the hill, and was that the All Star one?
Yes, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I remember that one.
He came in second. The guy that won, most people don't even know who he is.
Who won?
His name's Phil.
Phil.
And he kind of disappeared. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about where he went, but he's...
Oh, that's fine. I just,
Yeah,
I was like, I've had most of all the Top Shot people on the show, and I don't recall him, so...
Yeah.
But we all know who Chris Cerino is, you know.
It's funny, yeah. And I mean, he did a good job. Phil was like 20 years younger than him, so
yeah,
Chris put up a good show for it.
As I remember, it was really close too.
That the one with Ian was closer. This one was Chris had problem with the crossbow.
Yeah,
and that's a story that he would have to tell you, explain it. But yeah,
Chris, you were one hell of a competitor, my friend.
Thanks.
You really were. But you have fired your last shot.
I've been here for a long time, and although I accomplished more than I ever imagined I would, I just lost. Coming up to the challenge today was amazing. We were at first looking at all the different targets, and of course we could see the 300-yard targets way out there. But when we saw the bench, I recognized Adam right away, and then I saw Pete, and I couldn't believe all the guys were there, and it was really cool. It made the overall experience definitely a big win for both of us.
All right.
Seemed like we both moved on to the 308, the M14, about the same time. He hit his target first right off the bat.
Ian hits the first target.
I hit mine, I think, on the second or maybe even third shot. I don't know why. I think I was a little panicked at that point because I knew he was just in front of me. And panic is definitely not conducive to a winner. I was reloading and taking aim at the 300-yard target when Ian detonated his, and it was fantastic.
Oh! Ian hits it! That's it!
Overall, I guess what I take away from this experience is the fact that I've been here, I towed the line, I managed to last all the way up until the last two. I fronted my skills and my abilities in front of God and everyone. I wasn't afraid to try, I wasn't afraid to lose, and I only lost once. And that was here at the end, because the whole experience to me was a win.
It's fantastic. Great performance, dude.
So that's who Michelle's husband is. So for you guys, now you can put the pieces of the puzzle together.
yes.
Now, and this is another one. Do you have any law enforcement military background?
No,
Okay.
nothing. You know what? I'm a mom. I did have I have my teaching license.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
How long have you taught? Do you do homeschooling?
I never did. I taught a little bit, long-term subs. I didn't get my license till I was like 42.
Okay.
And that's right soon after that was when we started the business.
Gotcha.
So kind of, you kind of can't put the two together.
Yeah.
But
What
I can
about-
use my elementary school teaching to teach adults. It helps.
Especially that sewing class, right?
Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea.
Oh, I kind of do. So my mom will go to these centers, and I'll go with her, and they play the games. You know, they'll do like the card games and the bingos, and
Yep.
I'll go with her when I'm in town and hang out there. And they got great cake at those things, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I think it's fun going up there. I think
I have
those
a blast.
places waste on old people.
Yeah, I love taking their prizes away from them because they get mad too. They're like, "Who invite? He's not even, he shouldn't even be here. It's like, what's he doing here?" Oh yeah, I love doing that. So back to our first question on the guns. What would you consider the first gun that you could call your own? That you're like, this was my rifle, my handgun, whatever it may be.
Wow. Actually, my first gun I can call my own. I haven't gotten yet.
You still using all of Chris's?
Well, it's he's like, oh, I got this one for you, and no, you know what?
I'm the same way.
I have my own dedicated 3-gun gear.
Mm-hmm.
That's mine specific. Mine are all colored purple.
Okay. Like that.
But otherwise, you know what? We all use I don't really have my.
They're all of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did just get sized and measured for my own shotgun. I'm getting a custom CZ shotgun.
Sweet. And that's going to be for the competition. What are you using now? What's your handgun? What's your rifle? What's your shotgun?
So my shotgun, we have Mark Roth built shotguns for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we have X-Rail shotguns.
Nice.
Which are wonderful. I finally am able to shoot a shotgun in 3-gun competition and be successful with it. I mean, it really made a big difference.
Yeah.
As for rifles, you know what? Chris puts he builds them differently, and barrels and things get changed in and out.
So you got a bunch of Frankensteins?
Kind of. I mean, he takes the best, he's like, oh, we need a thinner barrel. Oh, we need a longer barrel. Oh, we need a different
muzzle
handguard.
brake, and yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But we do all three Colton used to shoot, so he built our son Colton.
Mm-hmm.
But we have Trigicon optics and Timney triggers in our rifles.
Very good. What about your pistols?
Pistols. So right now I'm trying to think of what you have to understand. Things get changed for me every year.
You just, whatever you get's what you get, right?
This is the greatest thing. It's an M&P core, but like Chris put like a new barrel in it. There's an Apex trigger in that. It's all, Trigicon sights. So it's
souped up.
Nothing's original.
Yeah. So when it comes to pop culture, what is your go-to, whether it's a movie, music, TV show, magazine, maybe a YouTube channel or something like that? What's your go-to that's firearms related?
I don't know.
All right, let's start off with movie. What's just your favorite movie? Just you could sit down and you could watch it over, and it doesn't have to be firearms related.
Okay.
Don't think too long. Just spit it out.
Okay, my favorite movie of all times was The Outsiders.
Okay, so a little C. Thomas Howell. Is that?
Yeah.
Was that The Outsiders?
Yeah.
Pony Boy. Is that?
Pony Boy Curtis and Soda Pop Curtis and Let's Do It for Johnny and Nature's First Green is Gold and.
Oh yeah.
As I stepped out into the bright sunlight.
I've not thought about that movie in a long time. That had the Karate Kid in it. Ralph Macchio.
Everybody was in it. Everybody.
Patrick Swayze.
I'm telling you, everybody.
Everybody was in that.
Yeah.
Was Tom Cruise in that one?
Matt Dillon was in it. Tom Cruise was in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tom Cruise was in that too.
No, yeah, he was. Was he?
Pretty sure he was. They can prove us wrong if he wasn't. So. But no, yeah, that's a good movie.
But I will say, before hunting, before deer season, we do always watch. I just totally Tombstone.
Okay, there you go.
Like
that is a popular one.
Yeah, and that's the one we watch every hunting season before, the night before.
That gets you jazzed up, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that was something we talked about when we had Zeke on. Zeke Stout, he used to be a host with me here on Talking Lead, and he is now hosting Discovery Channel's Master of Arms TV show.
Oh, I just posted a thing about that at Women's Outdoor News.
Yeah. So Zeke, and he was on our Instagram Live that we were doing. He was saying hi and all that. But we were talking about, Tombstone versus Wyatt Earp. They came out about the same time, and they all had, huge stars in them, but like Tombstone just seems to be the one. Nobody ever says Wyatt Earp. No.
Tombstone is so good.
It
is. There's so many. I'm not good with one-liners. Like Chris is really good. I think it's a guy thing.
Yeah.
And that's the one show that I know most of them.
You can quote, I'll be a huckleberry.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Very good. So what about TV show?
TV shows.
You watch much TV? You probably don't, do you? You're too busy.
No, you know what?
What about when you were younger?
I could watch TV while I work. So I'm really bad at watching. I watch it all the time.
I mean, you can see me. I've got stuff playing in the background there, so I
can't see you. Remember?
I don't. My camera's not working. I'm sorry. Smokey and the Bandit. You saw it earlier. I was watching Smokey and the Bandit.
This is kind of sad, but I'll tell you what my latest has been. I found it on one of the channels is Laverne and Shirley is on during the day.
Why is that bad? That's a classic.
It is. It's kind of embarrassing, but man, it's so funny.
Did you watch it back in the day when it was?
Yes.
I did too.
It was on at 8:30 on Tuesday nights. It was
Happy Days. Yep.
And Three's Company.
Yep. I used to watch all those back to back to back.
Yeah. Three's Company's on too on that channel.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
So what about music? Do you listen to any kind of certain music to get you jazzed up for your competition, three gun?
I'm pretty diverse with music. I always say I was country when country wasn't cool. Like when you're in 7th and 8th grade and you're listening to Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings and
oh yeah,
and all that stuff. And I would say that honestly, when we go shooting matches, that's usually we have country music on. Just I guess because we're usually traveling south with it. And
you're down here in my neck of the woods.
Yeah. So I just think the older country music is what. It's not very exciting, though. I'm not very exciting with that stuff.
But I mean, it obviously strikes a chord with you. No pun intended. So you like what you like. And you don't need to apologize for that. Not at all.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any like pre-competition rituals that you do?
Well, before, since we normally shoot together at a match, we go through and it's three guns. So we talk through the stages and stuff like that. But honestly, it's just getting away from everybody. And what I do is I close my eyes and I can walk through the stage with my eyes closed. I imagine it.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty much before I go up and shoot. I walk through with my eyes closed, and I always have somebody coming up to me and saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And it's like, yeah, I'm concentrating. But then it's like I get up there and they always say, "Shooter, are you ready?" And every time I say no, because I just want that extra I said, just give me a second. I take a really deep breath.
Yeah.
I exhale. I think of my first 3 shots and then I start.
Nice. So, I mean, they ask you that question for a reason. So you can say no.
Correct. And I don't say no. It's like I don't say no just to purposely be like a dick with them.
Yeah.
But I need that. I'm like, I just need to breathe just for a second. And even when I'm done and they're like, I'm low and show clear, I'm like, just give me that second to breathe.
Right.
Because I think you get so amped up with that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a great tip too for these new men and women getting into the competition shooting is don't rush, because that's when your mistakes happen and that's when people can get hurt. So you're doing the right thing, especially after you get done. Because I've seen a lot of negligent, things happen right at the end of people's shoots that gets them DQ'd,
Right.
And,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that's smart that you do that, and that's a great tip. I'm glad you said that. So what is your next gotta have, wanna have, your bucket list, either piece of kit or firearm?
Well, I've told you I'm waiting on that CZ shotgun.
Yeah, so that's in the mail. What after that? What do you also?
Oh gosh. I'll tell you, I really, really enjoy wing shooting, and we're going to shoot pheasants in November out in Kansas.
Oh, fun! Yeah.
And I really like how like the British how they look, how they dress and stuff for when they go wing shooting.
Wearing those coats and the pants, the big fluffy pants, and
they're funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But I guess I want to get like some piece to wear that's very specific to, and I don't know what it's going to be, whether it's a new jacket or whatever. But for that trip, I want to find something that is just going to be really nice for going out and wing shooting, going out pheasant hunting and everything.
Okay. So a new what would you call outfit? New outfit.
Yeah, like and I don't know if it's gonna be a new like just a jacket for out there, or I'm not 100% sure what it's gonna be, but something
you'll know it when you see it, right?
Exactly.
It's one of those you'll know it when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
So laws be damned, money be damned, rules be damned. What would you own? No limits.
Gun wise, I'm assuming. Anything. Well, oh my goodness.
Sky's the limit. Your biggest dream.
Oh, see, I'm okay. Wow, these are hard questions.
You just won the $1 billion that's going to be given away. Was that Friday? The Mega Millions is up to $1 billion. $1 billion.
Okay. And I could buy one thing special for myself.
You can buy anything.
I could buy anything special for myself.
Anything. It could be a vehicle. It could be an island. It could be a gun. It could be a pair of shoes.
Wow.
I'm stereotyping there, aren't I?
Yes.
No, it's fine.
I'm being chauvinist there, wasn't I?
Yeah, no, but I just got a pair of shoes the other day.
Listen, I am the world's worst shoe hog. I mean, you ask my wife. My closet is ridiculous with shoes.
Okay, I would like
Boots.
to get a cabin like on a mountain, a fancy one. I mean, I'm not talking like a little shack.
Oh yeah, you're like one of these HGTV dream home kind of cabins.
Yeah, beautiful. But it's going to be out and it's going to have a beautiful view. There's going to be water because I want to be able to like just be on the water right there.
Is there a particular area of the world or the United States that you have in mind?
You know what? I somewhere where it's not too hot. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
And it has to have fall. And I don't want to say Tennessee because
you got to say Tennessee.
No, because that's where we wanted to move.
I know a great real estate agent. So any of you lead heads that are in Tennessee or moving to Tennessee, get in touch with me and I will put you in touch with the best real estate agent in the state.
Now I was told they don't let everybody in.
Well, I mean, that's part of the screening process, but yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
I don't know. Nashville, they do. They pretty much let anybody in Nashville.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So a nice cabin with a beautiful, beautiful scenery. Nobody else around. Complete seclusion. Very nice. Yeah. And with this house, would you have a shooting range of some sort?
Well, yeah, I would have to have a shooting range and a place to practice, to practice sporting clays, shooting sporting clays. Yep. Yeah, that would be perfect.
And then you would invite me and Bill and we could shoot clays with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Done. Then you can have that.
How to do it and hit them.
You can have that then. That dream will come true. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, is there maybe a gun or maybe, because you bow hunt also?
Only crossbow.
Just crossbow, okay. Or maybe a piece of kit maybe that maybe a little bit of you is ashamed to admit to owning. And no is a perfectly acceptable answer. But you're thinking about it, so...
I'm trying to go through my stuff to say what do I have downstairs that I don't own it. Chris owns it and I don't like it in the house, but
what is it?
I'm
telling on Chris now.
Well, I don't like Glocks.
What?
Oh, that's a dirty word.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
That's a dirty word. Oh. So, which Glock in particular?
He has that little one. I don't even know. I don't like
single stack one.
It's
Or is it the subcompact, the 26?
It's just a little tiny compact one.
That's probably which one it is. Yeah.
And
you just don't like it at all. Is it scary because it's so small? Is that what you think it's going to get loose?
No, he seems to be okay with it shooting. Okay.
Yeah.
But yet he still gets the Glock bite. Every class we do, somebody gets the Glock bite.
See, I have never gotten that.
Ugh.
I've never been bit.
Dumb.
I have never been bit. But that's okay because, that's why they make so many different guns. That's why there's so many out there. Everybody's different.
Yes. Some people like very squared off, archaic looking guns. And I understand that.
Yeah. I'm a brick carrier myself. So
yeah.
Likewise.
But you know what? I like all guns. I like them all.
Well, and that is true. But I would say that is the one thing that's in our house that I can't even believe ever made it into here.
As much as I like mine, I'm not one to say that this is what everybody should shoot. Because if our listeners know that we don't have that stance here on the show because everybody's different. Everybody's got different size hands. Everybody's got
and you need to find what works for you. Exactly. Yep. It's what works for you and not what somebody tells you to shoot.
Exactly. So I'm glad you said that. That was a good point. All right, last new guy question, and then we're going to find out a little more about your websites and your writing and your training that you do.
Okay.
So if you could spend the day at the range with anyone, any group of people, whether they're still alive, dead, fictional, who would you like to spend the day at the range with? You can't say Chris.
No kidding. Yeah, I'm not going to say him. Anybody. Well, so that's really just spending time with anybody. And the first person that comes to mind is Sting.
Sting?
Oh, now that's badass.
Oh, my gosh.
I get that one.
That is a first. You hear it first here.
I don't know if the man shoots guns, but I just think he would be so cool to meet.
Sting.
Maybe
Now, do you think he's pro gun?
I don't know. See, I don't know.
But you would have that opportunity to convert him and convince him.
I could, yes.
That would be good. That would be good. Does anybody know what his real name is?
Gordon Shumway? Gordon something.
Gordon Chumley?
Not Chumley.
I would change my name to Sting too.
I'm going to look it up.
But no, that's good. That's a good answer. I like that. So did you like him in the police or did you like him when he went solo or both?
Both. Both, really. I mean, I don't even think I like him anymore because I'm sure he's very liberal, is my guess.
Yeah.
And his real name is Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner.
Sumner, that's it.
How many names does he have?
Gordon Matthew Thomas Sumner.
That's just ridiculous. Okay.
It's a lot of names.
Yeah. Sting. Yeah, we'll just stick with that.
Dang.
It's easier.
But I have to say, I like the police. That was it's one of my jams. I like the police. Dig them.
I like them a lot. But like I said, I haven't listened to him lately, any new stuff. So who knows? I
don't even know if he has anything new or not. So that does it for the new girl questions with Michelle Cerino. Is that cheesy enough?
You said that so well, Marty.
Unless Bill has a question for you.
Michelle, if you were president for one day, what would be the first bill, first law you enact?
First presidential act. What would you do?
Thank you.
I wouldn't let California and who's the other person, let them make up their laws about guns.
You would take their rights away from them as individual states?
Yeah.
I would be behind you on that one.
I mean, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I think the stuff they're doing to the people that live there when it has to do with all the California compliant guns is crazy.
It is ridiculous, and it gets crazier and crazier by the day. But yeah, I know where you're coming from. Yes.
I mean, I don't know if it means giving up the rights of the states and all that, but just with that, who are they to say those things? They can do those things.
Yeah. Well, and it goes into individual states' rights, and it's in our Constitution.
I know.
And supposedly, but supposedly, the people in that area, it's majority, but I really don't think that it works that way.
Yeah.
Because I think just like our country, the liberal media would have you think that the majority of the country wants all of our gun rights taken away, which that is not true. Is completely, that's fictional. The majority of Americans want to be safe, protect themselves, protect their families, protect themselves against a tyrannical government. And, that's what our Second Amendment is in place for. Our First Amendment, our whole Constitution. So, yes. Any more questions, Bill?
No.
So you're pulling a Sodini on us there.
I did. I totally stole Mikey's stuff.
I'm going to tell him you're stealing his questions.
Oh, yeah. Well, he'll hear this, and I'll probably get a message saying, "What the hell?"
You might as well hit her with the next one too. If you were a drink at Starbucks, what would your name be?
Oh, I forgot about that one. But it works, Michelle.
So if I were a drink at Starbucks,
what
would have? Okay, so it would be it'd have to have princess something in it. So
it'd be the super duper badass latte princess.
There you go.
There you go. That'll work.
Grande mocha.
Okay. Do you sprinkle that with anything?
Oh yeah, you could have a little piece of chocolate on it, and it would only come in whole milk.
Okay.
You couldn't get it with any of that soy crap.
No soy crap. Would it be hot or cold?
Hot.
Hot. Okay. I don't drink coffee, so I definitely don't go to Starbucks. So I don't know about all that stuff. All right. So that wraps up our new girl questions. So let's talk about your Sunday punch here, Michelle. You do a lot. Like you said, you kind of got into this with Chris. Before you met Chris, what did you do?
I went to school to be a photographer. I have a photography degree.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah, we both went to Kent State, and I had a degree in photography. I worked for a wedding photographer up until I had my kids.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's something we didn't learn. We learned something new about you.
There you go.
So when did you start the writing and your own website there?
Somebody asked me when the writing started, and it's like, I think 2004. So we started our business in 2011, and the writing, I can't remember exactly how that got started, but I wrote for combat handguns or something. I just started writing, and it kept blossoming. And then I did a lot with Women's Outdoor News. Mm-hmm. And eventually Barbara Baird made me the managing editor. So that just kept going and going. And I have a couple different columns, and I just love it.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Women's Outdoor News. So you started that how long ago?
I probably wrote my first piece for her was in 2014 or 15.
Okay. So not too long ago.
No. And that was actually came about because Chris met Barb somewhere, and they were talking, and then her and I talked, and she's like, oh, would you consider writing for us a couple pieces? And like I said, it just grew.
She's like, I like you a lot better than him. Why don't you come write for us?
But yeah, then I just, I started writing for Harris when that was alive and kicking.
Yeah.
And just kind of different places, different opportunities.
So, as the managing editor for Women's Outdoor News, what are you guys focusing on? I mean, obviously it's a female-centric kind of publication.
Yes. So it's hunting. It's really anything outdoors: hunting, fishing, competitive shooting. We had one girl, one of the Remington ads where they write, or Remington sponsored columns, mm-hmm. called She Guides. And we have just different guides from around the country. They tell their story. Mm-hmm. She asks some questions, and we learn about different female guides, which is kind of cool. Big game guides.
Yeah.
And then,
so you do a lot of big game hunting yourself?
No, you know what? I've never done it yet.
Not yet. Okay.
No. I would like to someday. Just mostly deer hunting, pheasant, coyote. I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Hog hunting, but no, I have not gone out.
So that's something to add to your list there, your bucket list.
I will get there someday. Yeah. But Women's Outdoor News, we cover everything.
A little bit of everything. And how long has Women's Outdoor News been around? For a while, right?
I would say 9 years, 10 years.
Okay, so almost a decade.
Yeah.
Okay, and that website is womenoutdoornews.com.
WomensOutdoornews.com.
WOMENSOUTDOORNEWS.com.
Yeah.
And I like the acronym, the one, WON.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a cool logo with a target right there. So you guys go check out the website, and then you've got some columns and articles that you write there as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of information here. So you guys make sure you go check that out. I'm sure there's Facebook, Instagram for them as well. Oh, yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter. Yeah, we have everything. We even do a newsletter every Tuesday. It comes out, and you can find out what we have coming up, what's going on. For the lady getting into the shooting sports, this would be a good resource for them to get more information and education and definitely
contacts.
We talk about gear. Becky Eckley's been writing about traveling with guns. There's just so much information on there that just about anything you can think about that has to do with the outdoors, shooting, hunting, fishing, hiking, boots, all that stuff. We have something probably already has been written about it.
Very cool. Now, you also contribute to Gun World Magazine, which we were talking earlier about. And that's how you and I met. Is actually, we tried to get an introduction, I think it was last year. Marcus with Modern Spartan Systems was trying to hook us up. And for whatever reason, our schedules...
yes. Okay. I remember. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. I know we had a couple of emails going there, and then whatever happened, we just, we didn't follow through. But Rob, thank goodness, ran into Rob. He introduced us, and you're doing some articles for them, some columns for them. Talk about that you're doing for Gun World.
Well, I was doing the training column, and then Chris had the opportunity to take that over, and then I have the Artemis Arms column. Mm-hmm. So I shouldn't say it. It's female related stuff, but it's for anybody.
Okay.
So like I wrote about, one of the recent columns was about the faster training. We do the training to have, as Cerino Training Group, we train teachers, educators, people in the school systems in the state of Ohio to carry in the schools.
Nice.
So
one of the few states that's doing that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and so I'm very, very proud of that. But so I wrote about that, or I'm trying to think of what's already come out. 1 month was, there's a lot of people with 3-gun that take their little kids to the range.
Yeah. Seen that.
And I wrote about stuff to bring for them to do, or what they can do, or how to get them involved, and eyewear and safety wear, and just bringing kids to the range.
Yeah, getting them involved, getting them around
it. It's not just stuff for females, but it's for anybody.
Yeah, and that column is called the Artemis.
Artemis Armed.
So Artemis is the Greek goddess of the hunt. So that's where you came up with that name, I guess.
I didn't come up with it. So
oh, you didn't?
No, that's Rob. Rob did that.
Oh, well, look at Rob reaching into his inner female. Good for him. It's a catchy name. I like it. Do you have a logo or anything for it yet? You should.
No, I don't think he has one.
Okay, so I need to talk to him. We need to get the logo and start getting the merch going for you guys, T-shirts and all that kind of stuff. Heck yeah. But that's a monthly column that you're doing with Gun World.
Yes, every month there's a new. Yep, every month a new one.
Very good. Now we were talking, about print media and how it's evolving, and it's morphing into more digital age now. Are your columns being put on the website for that? Yes, there are some of the older ones. They do put parts of them up. I don't think they're up as a whole, but you can see parts of it because I know I've linked them over on my Facebook page. Gotcha. Very cool. Now you also have your own website, which is called Princess Gunslinger. Yes, and it's trademarked. I've trademarked the name. Look at you. I know. I see that big TM right there, and it's purple, your favorite color. And it's for real. Yeah. Okay. And what is this website about? What can people look for when they go to your website, Princess Gunslinger? My main goal that in life, I should say, it used to be raising my kids and making sure they turn out to be good young adults and all that stuff. That was always what I concentrated on. Mm-hmm. And now it is so important to me if I could inspire somebody else to try something new. Nice. So that's, with my articles in New Pioneer that I write, with competing, with going out and trying different competitions or shooting sport, whatever. Mm-hmm. I try to get somebody to say, hey, I can try that. If she can do it, I sure as heck can do it. Now, is this more set up like doing columns and articles type thing, or is it just you? Do you have people? No, it's just me. Contributing? It's just me. Yep, just me. I've pulled some of my older articles that I've written in different places and put them on there. Mm-hmm. I need to start getting some new stuff on there, but yeah, it's just different articles I've written because I like I said,
like we've said, I write for a lot of different places.
Sure.
So it's a place to kind of bring them all together.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you guys make sure you go check out princessgunslinger.com, and you can see Michelle's articles and columns that she's written there as well. Now, do you do videos or anything like that? Are you into the YouTube?
No. And we have a Cerino Training Group YouTube channel, but we just, again, it's time. So Chris has some good training tips on there.
Okay.
And we need to build that more too.
Okay. And you lady listeners, you lady lead heads that are out there listening to our show, if you have questions for Michelle, you can get in touch with her. Probably the Princess Gunslinger would be the best website.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's links to her Instagram and her Facebook there as well. Are you good about answering your messages from those?
Oh yeah. I work from home, so I'm always on the computer. I always have a computer in front of me and I'm always working with it. So,
There you go. But I would like for you guys to shoot me an email, talkingled@gmail.com. If you've got maybe a particular subject or topic that maybe you would like Michelle to talk about, maybe we can get her to come back on the show. And we'll have a special segment just for Michelle. So we want to, and even you guys too. I mean, we're not going to limit to just females, but, we would like to hear from our female listeners. We want to know that you're out there, and we want to know what interests you, and we're going to try to get it on the show and talk about it. So
that would be super fun.
Yeah, shoot me a email, talkingled@gmail.com. In the subject, just put Lady Leadhead. That way I'll know what the subject is, and I can easily find it. Because you guys know, if it's too challenging for me, I'll jack it up. So just make it easy on left hand. Very good. So you guys you'd mentioned this a couple times. You guys have a training company as well. So talk about your training company.
So started in 2011 in February. Here's the thing. A lot of people think that Chris started a training company because he was on Top Shot, and that's why he started training. But actually, he's been a trainer for 27 years now, 25 years.
Oh, wow.
He trained in the city. He trained for the state. He was a federal air marshal trainer for Cleveland field office. So he's been doing it for a long time. It's just Top Shot brought us into the industry.
Gotcha. Kind of brought you to the forefront and made you known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one day stuff was going on. I said, why don't we just start our own company? And we did the next day.
The very next day. You're like a go-getter. It's like you got an idea and then all of a sudden it becomes reality. I like that.
You know what? We always do that. We don't wait around. We just try to,
That's
if
the
you want
best
to do
way
something,
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So that website is ChrisCerinoTrainingGroup.com. And
yes.
That's ChrisCerino traininggroup.com. Now, do you guys travel around or do you have people come there?
We do both. We do our faster training is here mostly. Well, it's here near us. But no, we go everywhere. We've been out to Seattle. We did their Port Authority. I mean, we got to Seattle. Chris is going down to Florida, North Carolina. We go to Tennessee. We go a lot of places.
Okay. Well, next time you guys are in Tennessee, you need to let me know. And
we will definitely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So you guys go there. The course schedules are there. The courses, all the information about the Cerino. Now, do you take part in the training as well? Do you do any courses?
Yes. I'm 9 out of 10 times I'm with Chris helping, work alongside him. I also have done training for A Girl and a Gun and for the Well-Armed Woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gone out to those. Yeah.
So there's a ton of stuff you guys are doing, and kind of associated with Bill. There's another organization that you guys are associated with. Talk about that.
So Chris is taught at ILETA, which is International. Oh shoot! I just love it. International Law Enforcement Educators and Trainers Association.
Okay.
It used to
mouthful.
be Chicago. Yeah. Blah.
So why do Bill? I got a question for Bill, real quick. Why do these law enforcement guys have to have these long names? And
Dude, we acronym everything.
You can't. I'm sorry, Michelle. Go ahead.
It's all right, but I've been going. I think this year will be my 5th year going to it, and I feel really honored to be able to go. I've always helped Chris teach, but this year I put in a proposal to do my own class.
Cool.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, and do you know what it's going to cover?
Yes. So a lot of people try to do these classes on how to teach women to shoot, and they come up with these cockamamie things because like women will say, well, I have boobs and they get in the way. I'm like, seriously? Because there's men with boobs, right? Do they complain about it? Or there's men with big bellies, or there's everybody's bodies come in different shapes and sizes.
Exactly.
So, but there's ways to I believe women think differently or learn. The mental part of it is different. So I'm going to go over that. It's not a live fire class. It's, in the classroom. And I'm just going to go over all these different techniques and ways to teach people. And it's not just women. It's these people that think a little bit differently and are afraid to ask in class.
Yeah. So that kind of leads us into our fact to fight the myth that we're going to talk about. So Michelle's got a new fact to fight the myth for us, and it goes along with kind of what she was saying there. So now it's time for the Talking Lead
Fact to fight the myths.
Michelle?
So a lot of trainers that I see put people in contrived positions to shoot, like, or you gotta widen your stance a little bit and drop that right foot back, and or squat down a little bit, stick your butt out. Well, I'll tell you what, when I shoot 3-gun, I don't think a thing about where my feet land. My foot might land on a rock, on a tree stump. I might be sitting down. Stance has nothing to do with shooting. If you got in a confrontation, what do you say? Hang on a second. I got to get in my cool guy stance, and then I could shoot you.
Right. Or let me move this tree trunk out of the way, or this rock. Yeah.
But you'll see people like, oh my God, I have to giggle when we teach. And there's always that one person that where we shoot, we're on this like black gravel, and they dig a hole like with their feet. They just keep, hold on, I can't shoot you until I dig this hole. Like
a pitcher on a pitcher's mound. Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. And I've actually said to them, hey, you better shuffle your feet a little bit. And they do. Oh my God, I'm joking.
That's funny. So yeah, that's a good point you bring up there. So there are a lot of trainers that you got to stand this way, you got to shoot this way, and in an ideal world, I guess that would be good. But you never know what environment you're going to be in or what situation is going to present itself, or
right.
So you got to be able to shoot in comfortable stances, uncomfortable stances, whatever it dictates. So good point, and I'm sure you guys train that way.
Well, actually what we do is make people stand with their feet and knees touching.
Really?
That way we prove that stance doesn't matter.
Okay. But then do you make them do that the whole course?
They do whatever they want. But if we find, there's that guy that always looks like he's taking a poop, that squat.
You've seen me shoot, hadn't you?
When we have poopy guys, that person or the people that just they'll do something every time they shoot. They might bend their knees or whatever. We make them stand with, like Chris calls it, a bowling pin stance. Mm-hmm. But we have them do that just to prove that you can. You just, as long as you have your nose over your toes, do a little bit of a belly crunch, anything like that, your feet can do what they want to do.
Concentrate on the front post sight, you're good to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. Always got to use both sights. When you say it just the front, sometimes people forget they have a rear sight.
But you guys should come out with some t-shirts or patches with that guy stance. Like the guy taking a poop stance. You should come out with patches for those and have a name for all the different crazy stances. That would be hilarious.
Oh my God. Yeah. Don't be that guy.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be cool. So there's your fact to fight the myth, lead heads. Michelle, thank you so much for bringing that up. That's a new one. We haven't had that one before.
And I really like that one because my qualification scores went downhill after somebody told me you have to stand this way. This is the new way we stand.
The new way.
And I've been having a hell of a time with it. So,
well, you know why I think a lot of people mess with people's feet because that's the only thing they know to. Well, maybe you could hit the target better if you move your foot back. Seriously, what does a foot have to do with it?
Right, exactly.
No, not a thing. It's just concentration is what it is. Gives them something else to concentrate on. So, yeah, it's just a diversion. But yeah, great fact to fight the myth. So now let's get into our Watches for Heroes giveaway. We got another watch. This is our last watch in this program. Watches for Hero that we're doing with Defy Watches, FLEOA, and Talking Lead. And Bill?
Yes, sir.
I have a winner for you here. I'm going to read the email.
Let's hear it.
All right, so this week, this is the email that came in. Subject is supposed to be, I want the watch, but this says, I don't want the watch. So you're not going to get the watch. But
right.
Anyway, so this is from Ed B. Yeah. Ed writes, now to explain the subject line. So now he's backtracking already. I'm with the Troup County Sheriff's Office in LaGrange, Georgia. For the last 3 years, we've had a Top Shot. Now, this ties in perfect with this episode. Style competition for public safety officers in our county and surrounding counties. This has been a way to bring together the different agencies, Sheriff's Office, Police Departments, EMS, Fire Department, to build better interagency relationships. All proceeds from the event go to the local Relay for Life chapter. Cool. We will be having our 4th event this November 17th. This is a fun shoot using all types of firearms, from pistols, rifles, shotguns, and even crossbows. There you go, Michelle. Pistols trying to hit simple reactive targets such as shaving, cream cans, colas, and flavorless pop packs from Triumph Systems. I love those pop packs, by the way, from Triumph Systems. They're awesome.
Yeah, those are fun.
Our first year, we actually had Jared here showing off his different targets and shoot against some lucky spectators. Jared won. Jared from Triumph Systems. Okay. This is like, who's Jared? Okay. Now back to why I'm writing and telling you why I don't want the watch. I'd like to have the watch to present to the winner of the competition. All of our public safety officers are some of the lowest paid in the state of Georgia, and I think that one of the watches would make a great prize. Thanks for an awesome show, and thanks to Defy and FLEOA for putting up these watches. P.S. I would be lying and an idiot not to ask for one for me. So there we go. I mean, really, who really wouldn't want one? Thanks, Ed B. So the truth came out in the end, didn't it?
That was good.
So, Bill, what do you think? You think we should donate the last watch to the Troup County Sheriff's Office in LaGrange, Georgia, for their competition?
Absolutely.
Okay, he said November.
Before Ed said he wanted one for himself, I was already going to say I'm giving Ed one too.
Look at you go, man. So here you go, Ed. Good email. Thank you for the nomination there. Definitely, Bill will get that to you before the November 17th is when the competition is, Bill. So I'll forward you this email, and we'll get you one, Ed, and we'll get the winner of your competition. Now, Ed, what you got to do is you got to do like you got to do some pictures, or you do like an Instagram video or something like that when you're presenting it, and post it on social media and tag us, tag FLEOA, tag Defy Watches. If you want to. I mean, we don't like to tie strings to our giveaways.
No.
So there you go. Congratulations to Ed. So that does it for our Heroes for Watches. We gave all 14 away.
And then one.
So 15. Ed squeezed one more out of us.
Yes, he did.
So good job, Ed. We appreciate that. And thanks to everyone who participated. And for those who we didn't get to, apologize. But we just ran out of watches. But I don't know. Maybe we'll continue it somehow, some way. Bill? Or did we?
Did.
I don't know. You got something you want to say?
Let's throw in another 10 battlefields, bro. Let's keep this rolling.
Look at you go, man. So 2 scouts and 10 battlefields. So 12 more watches. We're going to continue
Ed gets
this.
a scout, though. I mean, that was damn creative. So I appreciate Ed for his honesty on that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, so battlefield for the competition. Ed gets a scout. And then, so we've got 1 scout and 10 more watches.
10 more battlefields for you guys. So you lead heads, keep sending in your nominations. We still got several here, but we want more. Keep sending them in. We keep this program as successful as it is. Maybe it's something that we'll be able to continue and make a regular thing. But Watches for Heroes, FLEOA, thank you so much, Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association, Bill. We're going to continue this Talking Lead and FLEOA. So you guys stay tuned.
Absolutely. But Marty, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Michelle, can you believe this?
I'm amazed. I can't wait to hear what it is.
He's killing me.
Can't do all the specifics, but in the spirit of this program, there might be a certain knife company I'm working with right now that will add to this program.
So there may be knives. Blades for heroes. I don't know. We'll come up with a catchy name for it.
We will.
We'll go with some catchy name for it.
But I just got the okay to kind of announce the vagueness of it, and that is probably going to happen soon. But Marty, as you are the podcast for exclusives, the show for exclusives, when we announce this, I'll be calling you and we'll set this up.
Awesome. And Michelle, we are known as the podcast for exclusives.
Oh, well, that's very exclusive.
You hear it first here on Talking Lead. The Master of Arms TV show, you heard it first here at Discovery Channel. It was like, hey, Lefty gets the exclusive on this.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was like minutes before the full release, but at least, I got the exclusive. That's great. Bill, thank you so much for that. And yes, guys, please keep sending your nominations in. Law enforcement, military, fire department, EMS, somebody who you think really deserves a watch. We want to reward them, thank them, and let them know that we appreciate them. TalkingLead@gmail.com. I want the watch. Boom. So Michelle, in the spirit of having Michelle on the show, and we really want to reach out to our female listeners, the lady lead heads. We're going to be giving away a Modern Spartan Systems starter kit. And it includes the Modern Spartan Systems Accuracy Oil, the Carbon Destroyer, Copper Lead Destroyer, the Crystal Clear, so you can clean your ride-on optics lens when you're out there shooting, or the binoculars. They got great binoculars. So we want you ladies to let us know that you're listeners. Send me an email, talkinglead@gmail.com. Put in the subject, Lady Leadhead, and we're going to give away one of these Modern Spartan Systems starter kits to one lucky Lady Leadhead. And then I've also got a nice Remington ladies hat. It's pink. I mean, maybe one of you guys will wear it. I don't know. I actually wear one around the house here. And then a ladies shooting shirt. I've got very limited sizes on those, but I think, if one fit a little bit big or was a little tighter on you, it would be okay. So I'm going to be giving that away as well. So looking for you ladies right now. Also, I want some feedback on iTunes. So you guys go to iTunes. We need to up our exposure on there. So the more feedback, the more comments that we get, the higher we bump up into the ratings. And we're moving up. I mean, we've moved up 2 or 3 slots. So I want to get up there and knock Michael Bain out. I used to be up there at the top. Talking Lead used to be top 10 like all the time, consistently. But as the podcast world, I guess, has gotten inundated with shows, the competition's getting stiff. So we want to hang in there. Michelle, you said Trijicon does some stuff for you. Holler at them.
Okay, so Trijicon, we love Trijicon. We do a lot with them. Timney triggers. Love
their triggers. They're awesome triggers.
They have supported us. We really enjoy Agula ammunition.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there. I noticed a couple people actually from down in Mexico that I met through Aguila had commented on Instagram.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty nice. And I mean, those are our main sponsors. We have other ones too.
And who are they?
And you want me to keep going?
Yeah, give them. I mean, that's
okay. Well, speaking of, we were talking about eyewear. ESS Eyewear is one of our sponsors.
Okay.
Hell yes.
I've got some of their eyewear as well. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love their glasses. I just love the stuff they have. So Rudolph Foods, they make
Rudolph Foods, man. I mean, now you're right up my. You got a food sponsor?
I know. Well, they're from Ohio, and they make the most amazing pork rinds.
Oh, I love pork rind. Do they do flavored?
They have different ones, different flavors. Yes.
Oh,
they have even the real crispy one. The real they're not called. They're cracklins.
Yeah, cracklins. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have those too. Rudolph Foods are. Oh, that's
My belly's wallering right now. It's like, I want some of those. So, do they have anybody in Tennessee? Maybe they want to sponsor.
I don't know, but I do know they sell them at Walmart in Tennessee.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, Rudolph Foods or Southern Recipe is the other name they go by.
Southern Recipe. Okay, I'll check into that. Love pork rinds. We just did a road trip to Georgia. Bill and I and a couple of our friends, Zeke and Adam. And we had pork rinds for our road trip snack.
No, you did. You guys did. I did not.
Yeah, because Bill's a bit of a sissy. So.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, those things would wreck my gut.
Oh, God, they're so good, though.
Oh, I just can't get over the aftertaste.
Well, that's what the beer was for.
Or the gin.
The gin. Yeah.
True.
I was going to say the bourbon, but that's a whole other story.
Right. Amen there.
Now, do you have a bourbon sponsor yet?
Oh, I wish we did.
Okay. I'm working on that, so I'll let you know.
All right.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. But that's awesome. You got a food sponsor. That's killer.
That is cool.
Just real nice family.
Anybody else?
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
I mean, there's a lot of people we're good friends in the industry with.
Gotcha. All right, guys. That does it for another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Again, make sure you go and sponsor those. Make sure you go and support those that support the Talking Lead podcast. That's how we're able to bring it to you guys every week, sometimes more than that. No charge to you listeners. Free. That's unheard of these days. And we give away stuff too. Yeah. Are you kidding? We give away guns.
And you're exclusive.
And we are the show for exclusives. That's right. You want to hear it first, you come to Talking Lead. It's just the industry standard, and people know that. Don't go to Michael Bain. You come to Lefty at Talking Lead. But yes, we're always coming up with awesome giveaways, prizes, discounts. We've always got awesome discount codes. Any of our sponsors, Ride On, Modern Spartan Systems, Defy Watches is the official wristwear of Talking Lead. X Steel Targets. The best, most affordable AR 500 steel targets on the market today. We've got discount codes with all of our sponsors, friends of the show. If you go and one of those isn't active, just let me know and I'll have them reactivate it because those things do expire from time to time. And then, of course, you guys know it's that time of year to where the Black Friday is coming up soon. And we always have our annual Talking Lead Black Friday special show. So we're going to hit you guys with some unbelievable, crazy deals this year from sponsors and friends of the show. And oh, by the way, speaking of, I'm going to have a huge announcement coming up next episode on a new sponsor. That's all I can say right now. But it's going to be awesome.
I'm intrigued.
I know. I haven't even told you yet.
Yeah. What the hell, dude?
I know. That's how close to the cuff I keep it, man. I'm a good secret keeper. Good secret keeper. 1776 United, the official swag of Talking Lead. Michelle was talking earlier about our awesome tumblers that we were drinking from earlier today that she saw on the Instagram Live. You guys can go and get those at dip123.com/Talking Lead. The Evil Black Assault Tumblers, the Talking Leady. Keeps your drink minutes colder than a Yeti, the Leady. Minutes colder. Or hotter. You know, I like cold drink. I don't drink many hot drinks, so I'm always preferential to the cold drinks. You can hear my ice ringing around in there. True story. You know, I filled this up with ice when we were in Georgia before we went to the Iraq Veteran Range Day one day. It was like, 96 degrees?
Dude, it was just balls hot.
It was crazy hot. And I filled it up with ice that morning, left it in, and then when we left that evening, like around 5 or so, it'd been in the truck the whole day. The ice was still in there. It had just melted enough to where I just had like a couple of gulps of water. It kept it. That's
great.
Kept it that cold. And then, of course, 1776 United for the patches, the T-shirts. And then we're going to do a special edition Leady with 1776 United with one of the listener-designed logos. Not going to tell you which one yet, but that's going to be coming soon. So you guys make sure you stay tuned for that as well. Michelle, again, thank you so much for taking the time to be on. One more time, give everybody your website, your social medias.
Okay, so website is Princess Gunslinger. Facebook and Instagram are also Princess Gunslinger, or Chris Cerino Consulting and Training Group, or Chris Cerino Training Group. Either way. And
then, of course, all the awesome publications she's in, Gun World. You can find her there, the NRA.
Shooting Sports USA.
There you go, Shooting Sports USA, among others.
And Women's Outdoor News.
Women's Outdoors News. And if you guys would like for us to have Michelle on again, maybe a regular, maybe once a month kind of thing, shoot me an email, talkinglead@gmail.com, and put Michelle Cerino in the subject. Cerino. Did I spell that right?
Yes, you did. Good job.
Okay. And let us know, because it's been great having you on. I know she's a wealth of information. She's got the connections in the industry, so she knows a lot of people. She knows a lot of things. So she has access to information that you guys are going to want to know about. And for now, you can go and read her articles in all those places that she said. But, maybe we'll have some exclusives with Michelle also.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun. So give us some feedback, Lead Heads. Let us know. Bill?
Yes, sir.
My friend, thank you so much for being on. Thank you for your generosity with FLEOA and the watches, and soon to be a certain knife company, possibly.
Certainly. Yes, my pleasure. Happy to help out and be part of it all, buddy.
Taking care of our sheepdogs out there. And speaking of sheepdog impact assistance, guys, make sure you go and help support their efforts in the disaster recovery down in Florida, down in the Gulf area. Most recently, I think they're still down there helping out.
They are.
Yeah. So we tried to get Sergeant Major on a couple of times, but he's better served where he's at right now, helping out our fellow brothers and sisters down in Florida. Sheepdogia.org.
Yep.
Sheepdogia.org. And you guys can donate there. So, Leadheads, that brings us to the end of another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Make sure you tune in every week and leave us feedback, comments, engage with us on social media, and you could be a winner. But until then, as always, Leadheads, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms.
And your firearms closer. Yay!
Is that like a normal battle cry that you have?
I don't know. My son does it, so I just did it. I don't know what's the drum called. It's just hillbilly. Yay!
Hillbilly. Ohio hillbilly.
Yep.
I love it.
Yay!